All right, so the next subject that we're going to cover is tool integration. This is kind of, to me, one of the things that makes Vim really powerful. It's a great editor. It's great for modifying text, but when you use it within a terminal application like I do right here in iTerm, then you can actually very effectively integrate it with your broader UNIX ecosystem or tool chain. You can do all this stuff with Windows too. I don't really know the Windows command line stuff because I'm more of a Unix person, so that's what this video is about. So the first thing that I want to talk about is my favorite non-Vim command line tool ever, and it's called TIG. So I'm just going to background Vim for a second, and I'm going to fire up TIG. TIG is a command line based UI for Git. So Git's great. It's also very low level, and the command line interface is fine, but involves a lot of typing. So this is a command line UI. You can use your mouse to click around. You can view the diffs. You can scroll with your mouse. It's actually built around a lot of the same ideas as Vim itself, so it sort of looks like Vim. So here's TIG standalone. I'm going to foreground Vim, and here is you can actually use it within Vim with a little shortcut that I've made. So let's go back to my vimrc file. I'm going to go to TIG. So here's my configuration for it. It basically just calls TIG. So what I can do is I can just do leader T, and there's TIG. So that's really cool. So the flow that I like to do, well, I'll just show it to you. So let's open up a file, call it, okay, so let's say we make a change to this file. Say hello, save it, great. What I can do now is Command T into TIG, and now I can see that I have modified this file. It is one of my modified files, and I can stage it like that. I can hit Shift C to commit it, runs my Git hooks and everything. It's really quick, but I don't actually want to commit this because it's just a useless comment, so I will just WQ out of this. It'll abort the commit, back in TIG. I just want to revert this, so I'll just hit Shift 1 or exclamation mark to, I have to unstage it first by hitting U there. Now I hit exclamation mark and reverse it. Yes, great. I'm back to where I started. And we can see, now that we're back in Vim where we started, that the file has reverted. So that's TIG. It's very powerful. You can customize it quite a bit, and it's really easy to context switch from Vim to TIG because TIG was made around a lot of the same navigation ideas that Vim was. So that's TIG. The next cool thing that I want to show you is something that's only in Vim 8, which is a built-in terminal. So let's get rid of this. Gonna create up a new buffer, and I'm gonna do :term. It's a terminal. Neat. Let's close this split down here. It is a full terminal. I can run top. There's top. I'm still in Vim, so I can go to my other tabs and panes and everything. And I can have as many of these things as I want. So what I can do is do another term. There's another terminal, so I can do top up here. That's top. Down here, I can do TIG. I can get nuts. It's great. You can also create I've got a couple of key bindings in my vimrc here. So we can see that under my mappings for my H, J, K, and L buttons to get around the tabs are similar Tmap mappings. So terminal mode is a mode in Vim in the same way that there's normal mode and visual mode and all the other modes. There's a lot. I don't know how many there are, but there's plenty. Terminal is mode. So I have bound it to be able to get around easily because some of the key bindings and usage paradigms are slightly different between between Vim's built-in terminal and just the regular terminal. So you have to get used to it. I kind of papered over that with these things. So when I'm in a non-terminal tab, I can make a new terminal tab by hitting Control-T. I couldn't do that within a terminal tab because Control-T does something in the terminal, so I had to, it's a bit of a shortcoming. I could probably work around it if I wanted to. I haven't. But you can have as many terminals as you want, all doing different things. So one thing that I like to do for a lot of my JavaScript and front-end application projects is I'd like to just have a test runner running, so I can do npm run, not nopm, npm run test watch. Typing is hard. Nope. There we go. Okay, so that's running a test watcher. That'll update as I go. I can, npm run build, and I can have this all running inside of Vim without ever leaving it. So one thing that I do, because for my day job, I tend to work in various projects throughout the day. I like to have just one iTerm tab. So I use OS 10 and I like iTerm, but you can really do this with any terminal emulator program. But I like to have a terminal tab for every project that I'm in, and then that tab is just running Vim, and all the other terminals I need for each project is running inside of Vim. So here I built the project, and here's my tests. I can, open up TIG. I can run top because that looks impressive. And yeah, I've got this all running inside of Vim. It's incredibly powerful. So that is how to get really great terminal integration inside of Vim. The other thing you can do, if you don't need a whole terminal, you can actually just read the output of a command. So I'll demonstrate what that means. So one thing that I often need to do is make JSON more readable, because it often isn't if you're inspecting a network request. Let's say that you have a blob of JSON that looks like this. Hello, true, goodbye, false. So this isn't hard to read, but let's say this is much, much longer and totally unformatted. I've got a local command line tool called JSONlint installed, and it validates JSON but also prettifies it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. One thing I should explain is that I actually have Vim integrated with my operating system's pasteboard. And I'll show you what that looks like. So I just do paste, clip. There we go. Okay. So modern editors, or really any piece of software that you might use on a computer, will have integration with your operating system's clipboard. Vim doesn't, because it's from 40 years ago, or 30. It's old. But you can change that or fix that by just setting set clipboard equals unnamed. I don't know what that means. I don't know why that does that, but it does the right thing, so I have it enabled in my dot files. In any case, I can copy this by yanking it. Now it's in the register. It's been synced to my Mac's clipboard, and I can just do this crazy thing. So R, and then bang, because it's a shell command, and I can do pb paste, which is the command line interface to my operating system's pasteboard. I can pipe that into JSONlint, and it's been prettified. I copied from within this buffer, and I piped it out to my shell, and then back into Vim, and that's how this got here. So between the R command and the built-in terminal, you can take full advantage of your entire Unix operating system, which to me is the world's best IDE. You can integrate other command line tools such as TIG very easily with this little configuration setup here, but it's great. You can add key mappings to make it better and explore other things that work for you, but the power of Vim is integrating it with your broader operating system.